Hello, my name is Tony One Average, and this is the Improvement Conversation. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 ways to make money. These are the 3 normal paths that most people have open to them in their life and that they can go through to make money. And I'm going to tell you how you can succeed in each path and how most people fail in each path. And so the first path is the workplace. This is the path that 99% of people are on. And 99% of those people succeed, but only partially. Let me explain. So many people work a 9-to-5 for a business. They have a steady income, a steady paycheck. They have their bills paid. If you have a good job, sometimes you get really nice insurance. You can get benefits and perks. This is the path that most people take. And honestly, it's the path that most people should take, or at least that most people should start out on. However, there are downfalls, and I'll lay them out for you. There's a major cap to how much you can earn. Most people have a trajectory that they stay on for their entire life, getting a raise every few years, but never really having the opportunity to get rich. And while this wasn't a problem in the past generations, it's becoming a bigger and bigger deal now because inflation is increasing and people are getting paid less and less compared to what it costs to just live a basic lifestyle, affording for food and water and clothes and shelter. And so even for the people who are making enough to easily support themselves and a family and maybe even buy some nice things, it's a very boring experience. Now, I know this seems like a petty criticism, but honestly, going for 8 hours a day and doing the same exact thing for 30 years of your life, if you're lucky, for 50 to 60 if you're not, isn't that fun. And honestly, most people would probably prefer an alternative, no matter how hard it was. And that brings us to option 2, business. And I don't just mean the financial business or working in a business. I mean like the full entrepreneurship, starting your own business, going out there and creating a steady income stream from nothing or from some startup money. Now, this is idolized in the hustle culture that we see on YouTube all the time today. And honestly, I understand why. I mean, I see the vision so clearly. Young guys going out and getting what they deserve, putting in the work through sleepless nights, and then making millions of dollars and living out their dream. Honestly, you couldn't really ask for more. It's super idealistic, and it fits in with the American dream that America promises us. But there's just one problem. This is extremely hard to do. I can honestly list out 100 reasons or more why this will not work for 99% of people. But at the same time, I do think that if you take a few steps, you can actually create something that gives value to other people and that will ultimately reap what you sow and bring benefit, value, and money to yourself. And to be fully transparent, I'm trying to do a similar thing with this YouTube channel. And though it is a YouTube channel first and a business second, I do have affiliate links, and I'm hoping that I can expand this channel into a thriving community and a space where ultimately I can make some profit off of, as well as bringing value to you and to other members of this community. And so as you can already see, I'm sure you can understand that this takes many forms. And with the 2 career options that I've explored so far, what I would recommend with what we know right now is to be constantly setting yourself up and be on a path to get a stable, cushy 9-to-5 job. That's the only way where you can guarantee a steady income in today's world. And I'm sorry that I have to say it, but it's true. You're probably not just going to start a business. You're not going to get rich quick. And if you do, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of ups and downs. I've already felt the ups and downs, and I'm nowhere close to where I want to be with my goals for this channel. But I do advise that on the side, you're always starting something. You're always putting in the work on something else that you really do value, that you do for fun, but also that has the potential to bring in money. And if you're doing these 2 things, I honestly think that puts you in a very good situation. But that brings us to the last way to earn money today. And this is the one way where every single person on the planet should be doing this, as long as they have even $1 to spare that they don't need to spend on food or water or necessities. And maybe you've guessed it and maybe you haven't, but this is investing. And a lot of people probably think, oh, investing is for the rich, or maybe you know about it, maybe you do invest, and maybe you've done a lot of research. I want to put this in a light that you've probably not heard yet, and that's layering. Because honestly, if you can layer all 3 of these money-making methods together, this is how you will actually have the chance to get rich, or at least to be financially stable in today's world. And that means setting yourself up for a future where you'll actually be able to afford the things that you want, be financially free, and be able to not just get the exact things that you want, but get all the things that you need first and foremost. And so with finances, I think you have to be investing. You shouldn't be investing in weird or sketchy things. I'm probably not the best person, honestly, to be explaining all of this, even though I have watched like 1,000 YouTube videos on it. But specifically in terms of finances, the one thing that you'll definitely want to be doing is to be investing in portfolios. That means big groups of stocks. You can look up all about this. You can ask an AI about this, watch YouTube videos on it. But what it means is basically big groups of stocks. So you're taking the top 20 or so companies, and as they earn money, you earn money. It's super easy. And honestly, I think more young people need to be educated about this because there really is no get rich quick scheme, and people will try to sell you stuff and they'll try to get your money and they'll try to get you to waste your money. And in today's world, with money being more valuable than ever and being a more depleted resource than ever, trust me, you're going to need all the money you can get. And so the takeaway from all of this is to stack money-making methods on top of each other. Your first level is your primary career, and this is essential because without this, you won't be able to pay the rent in the future or right now. You won't have a steady income, you won't be able to feed yourself, and so you won't be able to apply steps 2 and 3. And so honestly, the most risky of all of these 3 is business, but it also has the highest payoff. You'll probably honestly get the most joy out of it compared to all the other things. And so once you do have a stable financial job, the next step is to be building something of your own. You could be doing a YouTube channel like me, or you could have a brand. You could actually have a business that sells stuff to clients. You can do all kinds of research, watch all kinds of business YouTube videos. I was super into it for a long time. I honestly still kind of am. And then you have to be investing. This is probably one of the most important things, and this should be the takeaway for 99% of people who watch this video. Do your research on safe, steady investing because this is how you're going to beat inflation. This is how you're going to fight big companies not trying to pay you enough and trying to just use you for cheap and easy labor. And if you honestly master all of these 3 and put them all together and then create systems in your life that support these 3 and make it so that you can easily achieve your day-to-day goals, that's how you won't just stay afloat, but you'll actually thrive in today with money. That's all I got for today, guys. This is the Improving Conversation. I'm 21 Average. Make sure to join our Discord if you want to, and have a nice day. See you tomorrow.